friends, and welcome back to Story Station. Today we have another exciting book to share with you. We'll dig in a little bit more. But before we get started, we do a few special things at Story Station. First, we get our bodies ready to take in our new book, and then we sing our special song. So let's make sure we can see all the pictures in our book by putting on our looking eyes. 2 circles in front of you, just like this. Put them up to your eyes. Make sure they're focused. Nice job. And now we want to make sure we can hear the story while we read it aloud together. So let's put on our listening ears. Put 2 C's in front of you, just like this. Put them up to your ears. Lock them in place so they don't fall off. Nice work. And now that we can see and we can hear, let's turn up our voice box. Make a pinch in front of you just like this. Put it up to your voice box and turn the volume all the way up. Nice work. Now that we have our eyes on, our ears on, our voice box up, let's sing our special song together. It starts off with the titles on the front. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The titles on the front, the titles on the front. Hi-ho, a-biddly-o, the titles on the front. Now let's look for some words, because the author writes the words. Ready? The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi-ho, a-biddly-o, the author writes the words. And the illustrator draws. The illustrator draws, the illustrator draws. Hi-ho, a-biddly-o, the illustrator draws. All right, let's close our book. Let's take a look at the spine, because the spine binds the book. The spine binds the book, the spine binds the book. Hi-ho, a-biddly-o, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read. And now it's time to read. Oh, now it's time to read. Hi-ho, a-biddly-o, now it's time to read. Awesome singing voices, everyone. Let's, with our looking eyes, zoom in closer. What do you see on the cover? Yeah, it's pretty colorful. There's a lot of different insects, it looks like. But they're actually all beetles. And I learned that when I read the title, and it says, "A beetle is shy." I wonder why a beetle would be shy. Interesting. We can find out together. It says, "A Beetle Is Shy," and it's written by Dianna Aston and Sylvia Long. Oh, friends, you know what? That reminds me of a story we read last time. This one, do you remember An Egg is Quiet? Yeah, it looks similar because they're both written by Dianna Aston and also both illustrated by Sylvia Long. So we know we're in for a good treat because I loved An Egg is Quiet. So let's jump on in. Ooh, friends, look at that. So many different sizes and shapes, colors. Beetle is shy. Oh, look at this. Does that remind you of something? The name of that beetle is the feathered horn beetle. And the horn does kind of look like feathers, huh? I wonder if that's where it got its name. Look at this big leaf here. And this is an egg case of the spotted tortoise beetle. I wonder why it's on that leaf. Let's see. It says, "A beetle is shy. It begins its life inside an egg, soft and wingless, tender, protected by the roots of trees and the undersides of leaves. Oh, that's why that's underneath there. So this egg is underneath this leaf so that it can be protected. That's really smart. The egg hatches into a wriggling larva that feasts on plants and animal matter, growing quickly, shedding its hard outer skin, also known as an exoskeleton, many times as it gets bigger. Oh, interesting. Look at that timeline of how it's growing. Then the larva begins its transformation in a cocoon-like pupa where it develops wings and antennae. Finally, a beetle twists and turns, squirming free of the pupa's leathery skin, and its body and true colors emerge. Oh, there it is. And then it twists out of here and becomes the beetle. This is the convergent lady beetle. Looks a lot like a ladybug. A beetle is kaleidoscopic. There's a lot of these different colors. While many beetles are black or brown, some are iridescent, also known that it is shimmery and rainbow colored. So that's what iridescent is, shimmery and rainbow colored. How pretty, imagine them all just shimmering. A beetle is colossal. Do you think colossal means big or small? Thumbs up if you think big. You got it. A beetle is colossal. This is the Titan beetle. One of the largest insects in the world, the Titan beetle, has mandibles or jaws powerful enough to snap a pencil in half. That's really strong jaws. Can you imagine? That's a big beetle. So a beetle is colossal or microscopic, so it's really little. And it says the smallest beetle and one of the smallest insects in the world is the North American featherwing beetle. So tiny it could pass through the eye of a needle. And look at here, friends. I have a needle here to show you. Here's the eye of a needle. Imagine, it's kind of blurry, being able to fit through that little thing right there. That's really small. And that North American featherwing beetle is small enough to fit through there. That's wild. A beetle is tasty. Beetles are found on every continent except Antarctica. Because they are so plentiful and so protein rich, they are eaten by humans all around the world. In the United States, you can snack on mealworm ice cream. In the Netherlands, you can try chocolate infused with mealworms. And here it says in India, there's stag beetle chutney. Here's India, and that's like a sauce. In Vietnam, there's coconut tree beetle larvae soup. Here's Vietnam. And in Thailand, wok fried dung beetle. Here's Thailand. So they can fry it, put it in a soup, make a sauce with it. Papua New Guinea, roast pond larvae, weevil larvae. So there's that. And then Australia, roasted longhorn larvae, beetle larvae. So you can roast them, fry them, make a soup out of them, make a sauce or a chutney out of them. I never realized how many people ate beetles. It says, a beetle is a digger. Some have legs that are wide and jagged for digging. Dung beetles are like bulldozers, rolling marble-sized balls of animal waste and burying them underground or on top of dung heaps. Wow, they're really strong. There's the rainbow scarab beetle. So a beetle is a digger, a runner. Some beetles have long, slender legs made for speed. The tiger beetle, there's that tiger beetle, runs up to 2 feet per second. At that rate, this Olympian of the insect world can run 50 yards in just 1 minute. That's some fast running. Look at the slender legs of that beetle. So a beetle is a digger, a runner, and a hopper. Here's the pigweed flea beetle, and it says some beetles hop. Flea beetles use their toes to catapult themselves about 13 inches high. Wow, they're really good at hopping. Their strong legs. So they do a lot of different things, huh? They can dig, they can run, they can hop, or a swimmer. So they can some are also swimmers. Aquatic beetles seek meals of algae, insects, worms, tadpoles, or even small fish. Some have flattened legs like paddles for swimming. Interesting. So they can swim with paddle-like legs. You can use others guide their sailboats atop ponds and lakes or speed beneath the surface as if they were skating on glass ceilings. Wow, so they have special types of feet that'll help them, or special types of legs that'll help them either swim or walk or glide on top of the ponds. So many different types of beetles. It says, a beetle is telegraphic. Most beetles send messages to each other using chemicals called pheromones. The scent of pheromones acts as a code that tells beetles where to find mates or food. Others talk to each other with squeaky, raspy sounds made by scraping their wings against their bodies. Fireflies communicate by bioluminescence or glowing light. They flash their signals to attract a mate, defend their territory, and warn away predators. Interesting. So they can use sounds, different chemicals, scents that they release, or light, just like the fireflies do. And I didn't know that fireflies were beetles, but they're actually beetles. That's interesting. So many different ways to communicate. It says, a beetle is guarded. Beetles keep themselves safe in many ways. The colors and shapes of some beetles, especially those that feed on plants, help them camouflage themselves or hide among leaves and bark. So they look a lot like the environment they're in, so other predators can't spot them easily, so they're camouflaged. Some beetles protect themselves by emitting a liquid that is toxic or poisonous. True to its name, the blister beetle secretes a toxin that burns the skin and causes swelling. Oh, I would not want to be close to that blister beetle. That sounds painful. Arrow poison beetles are so poisonous that hunters in some African tribes use the juice these beetles secrete on the tips of their small arrows to kill large animals because of that poison. It says beetles also protect themselves through mimicry, using color and shape to warn away enemies. For instance, one type of harmless longhorn beetle looks like a wasp. See, there's the wasp beetle, and then it looks similar to a wasp. Can you spot the difference? Yeah, it looks like the wasp here has wings and the beetle does not. But other than that, it's hard to tell the difference between the two. One kind of beetle, the bombardier beetle, releases a boiling spray that changes into gas, which stings the eyes and creates a smoke screen to confuse its enemies. Can you imagine being able to spray that gas out? That would be interesting. What a great way to defend yourself, though. A beetle is helpful. Lady beetles, also known as ladybugs or ladybird beetles, and soldier beetles help keep plants healthy by eating aphids. Aphids are those little things that grow on your plants, and those eat them. So I'm glad we have these ladybugs and lady beetles and soldier beetles to take away some of those pests. So that's very helpful. A beetle is helpful or harmful. So weevils and other beetles eat the leaves, stems, and root of plants, destroying many crops that humans rely on, such as corn, lettuce, wheat, cotton, and potatoes. In homes, spider beetles, about the size of a grain of rice, just really small, feed on wool, cereal, spices, bread, dried fruit, even pet food. So they can be helpful or harmful. Look at that striped cucumber beetle eating that leaf. We don't want that in our garden. A beetle is prehistoric. And this is a fossilized tree risen. Fossils show that beetles inhabited Earth when dinosaurs did, almost 300 million years ago, making them millions of years older than butterflies, bees, and other insects. So they've been here for a really long time. There are more than 1 million known species of insects on Earth, which is more than half of all known animal species. Nearly half of insects are beetles. Unlike other winged insects, beetles have a pair of hard outer wings called elytra that shields their delicate inner flight wings against heat, rain, and hungry predators. I wonder if that's why they were able to survive for so long, because there's a lot of things that they can use to protect themselves. A beetle is armored. Yeah, it's like when soldiers go and they have their armor to protect themselves. The beetles always have their armor. A beetle is shy. A newborn, soft and hungry, hurrying to seal itself into a cocoon where it can be still and cozy until it becomes what it was meant to be. So when they're little, or when they're newborn, they're shy. And then a beetle is bold. There's a spotted tortoise beetle. And this beautiful big flower. And look, friends, all the different types of beetles here. We have the wasp beetle that looks like a wasp, the colossal titan beetle here. We have the striped cucumber beetle. Remember, this guy kind of does harm to our garden because he eats our leaves, right? So many different shapes and sizes and colors. I learned so much after we shared this story together. I had no idea there were so many different types of beetles, and I feel like I've seen some of these before. Try to see if you can find some in your garden or in your world. All right, friends. Thank you again for joining me today. It's been so much fun learning about beetles. If you want to hear this story or any of the other stories that we've read together so far, go to Words Alive Story Station. Until next time, bye.